That's right, you have one more chance to get the exclusive Merlin cloak if you missed it the last time. The main Hogwarts Legacy Twitch account will be doing another stream tomorrow, February 24th, but there's also some excellent news about the future of the franchise. So if you end up enjoying this video, a like would definitely help a ton, and let's dive right in. Starting things off with the Merlin cloak that you can get via the Twitch drop campaign by simply watching Avalanche livestream on the platform starting tomorrow, Friday, February 24th at exactly 2 p.m. PST or 5 p.m. EST. But to get the Twitch drops, here is what you have to do step by step. First, make sure you head over to the main HogwartsLegacy.com website, specifically the Twitch drops page right here, as this shows you all the steps needed to get the items. Clicking the sign in button will let you log in with your current WB Games account or create a completely new one if you haven't done so already. And in both of these situations, you will want to head over into the account settings, connections tab, and make sure you link this one to the Twitch account too. The final step is to make sure that the Twitch drops are enabled so that the time watched is counted during the live stream on February 24th. You only need to watch the stream for around 20 minutes to get the cloak, at least that was the case in the past couple of streams, but you can also stay for longer and get some of the other cosmetics in there. Good to note is that you cannot leave the stream open to get all the items, but instead have to make sure you claim them one by one before the timer for the next item starts counting. Once that's done, you need to make sure that you press the claim button both in the Twitch drop page and also on step 5 on the HogwartsLegacy.com website, otherwise the items won't show up in-game. And doing this will give you this pop-up notification once you log in Hogwarts Legacy, which is also going to give you all of these cosmetics for free. They definitely became some of my favorites in the entire game, and the best part is that they unlock for all present and future characters no matter what, right from the very start. So really awesome if you want to look like a proper witch or wizard right from the beginning. That being said, Avalanche started with a solid foundation with Hogwarts Legacy, and while a few key areas ended up being a bit undercooked, the fan feedback they got so far should serve as a good starting point for the sequel, because yes, there will be a sequel according to a recent interview that the company gave for Variety. According to the Warner Brothers account, they see Hogwarts Legacy as a long-term franchise, with their goal being, and I quote, to utilize our amazing library of franchises as we develop our future slate of games. In recent reports, it's been shown that 70% of the fans will play a game simply because they are a fan of its respective franchise, so it's no surprise that franchises like The Last of Us, Star Wars, Marvel Universe, and Harry Potter all have massive success. And I would say this isn't just true for the video game side, but cross-media as well, with The Last of Us TV series, for example, currently on episode 6, blowing ratings out of the water on each and every single one of the episodes and becoming one of the most streamed shows on HBO+. And we already saw the huge success Cyberpunk also had with Edgerunners last summer, or The Witcher before it. Even more so, the game caused the highest traffic in the Harry Potter fandom platform in more than 7 years, even exceeding that of Fantastic Beasts movie when it launched in 2018 by more than 39% in just the few starting days. So a very solid foundation nonetheless, and they could totally go with a Jedi Survivor sort of route, for example, where its prequel Fallen Order did finally give some justice to the Star Wars franchise after EA pretty much squandered it in the past years before it, but was still lacking in a few key areas like exploration and the character progression. Well, in the case of that game, Respawn listened to the fan feedback and pretty much addressed all of those problems in Jedi Survivor according to IGN's initial impressions. Of course, that game didn't come out yet, there's still 1 month until then, but this could be a good route that Avalanche could also take. Maybe try to improve on some of the aspects that Hogwarts Legacy lacked in the beginning. It's funny to see that the same problems also manifested in Hogwarts Legacy, like for example character progression and the gear system were kind of a big letdown, at least for me, so this could totally be one of the areas that Avalanche could address in the sequel, but maybe fleshing out some of the story moments and adding in back some of the cut content, especially the minigames and the Quidditch, could totally be on the table. With that out of the way though, this is of course before launch of the old Gen PS4 and Xbox One consoles plus the Nintendo Switch, which will all drop on April 4th and July 25th respectively, after being of course initially delayed for more improvements. So far optimization wise, it seems promising if the one for the current gen consoles is anything to take into account. though PlayStation might once again have the advantage. While both PS5 and Series X run the game very similarly, according to Digital Foundry's analysis, the PlayStation 5 manages to run it a bit more consistently. According to them, both the fidelity and the performance mode on the PlayStation 5 are already locked in and almost never drop from their locked 60 and 30 FPS respectively. On the Series X, however, they noted frames were consistently dropping despite the slightly more powerful hardware, which is strange to see as it's not the only game in the past few months that had this issue. So it's possible that PlayStation 4 users might be able to get a slight advantage over the Xbox One in terms of stability, though I'm not sure how they'll handle the castle loading areas, which even on the PS5's fast SSD tech still sometimes takes a couple of seconds to load in for some reason. And I'm not sure how it will even run on the Switch, though Witcher 3 was a huge game and they somehow managed it, so here's keeping hopes high that this is going to be the case for Hogwarts Legacy 2. With that out of the way, it's clear that there are some biases from Avalanche when it comes to the quality that they clearly deliver in favor of the PlayStation platform. I talked about the exclusive mission called Mind Your Own Business, and there are at least a few things in it that you will simply not find anywhere else in the game. Like for example, the mission uses these lantern puzzles that I haven't seen anywhere else in Hogwarts Legacy, which I really thought would be the case after my first time completing it. The tech behind the mission is also quite astounding and again completely unique to the zone, like being able to flip a whole room upside down without any loading screens to open an area ahead and back, which I found quite interesting, or how rooms and even certain enemies change locations when turning your back. They truly play with every one of your senses and keep you on edge the whole 1 hour that this quest runs for. And this is something that, again, you simply cannot find anywhere else in the game, which makes me believe either this was cut specifically to be added on the PlayStation, but more important, it was probably designed from the ground up to be exclusive to that platform. Even more so, spells and pretty much all visual effects are clearly of a much higher quality for some reason during this quest. I initially thought that this was a visual glitch that made some of my spells, such as Levioso, to be this pronounced, but no, it was consistent during the entire duration, so it must have been intended. We of course know that the quest is exclusive to the PlayStation 5 for at least 1 year until February 10th, 2024, so other platforms have to wait quite a bit of time, assuming they are even going to get it in the first place, or if there aren't going to be any change of plans. But yeah, this is pretty much it with the news. Of course, we're going to talk more about Hogwarts Legacy as more stuff comes up. So in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, a like on it would be awesome. And if you really enjoyed it, a sub to the channel would go a long way. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.